here is how I recommend you do like a showing, okay? Like when you get a buyer, okay? Somebody comes and says, hey, I want to buy a house. Okay, sounds good. So first step is to get your buyer pre-approved. That is the first step. Don't waste your time going out on the fields and taking them to look at houses if they're not pre-approved, because you're shooting your shot in the air and no one is going to see that. Like, I mean, honestly, you're kind of like working backwards if you don't have a buyer pre-approved. So getting pre-approved is the first step, okay? And here's what a sample pre-approval letter looks like, okay? You have the bank's name here. The buyer's name will be here, and it'll tell them, we're happy to let you know you've been pre-approved in the amount of blah, blah, blah. Okay, this pre-approval letter, la, la, la. And it basically gives them this. And then over here, it tells them the details of the pre-approval. Okay, how much their purchase price is going to be. The mortgage amount, right? Because they're putting down $15,000. Okay. It's a conventional loan for 30 years. This is when they were approved. This is when it expires. So 2 months. Okay. So that is what is called a pre-approval letter. And then it'll have the mortgage loan information right here for the mortgage loan originator. Okay. Does pre-approved mean their credit taxes? Yes. Pre-qualified means that your credit does not get pulled. So there's a difference between pre-approval versus pre-qualify. Okay? This is where they pull credit and they do this whole entire thing for you. Pre-qualify means they just give you like a rough number. They say, okay, well, how much do you make per month? What are your bills? How's your credit score? Blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of do a guesstimate. And then they'll give you a paper like this, but it'll say pre-qualified. Totally different thing. Okay. Now, the next thing you need to do is while your buyer is getting pre-approved is to have them sign an exclusive buyer broker agreement. Okay. If you're not going to work for free here. Okay, nobody is asking you to work for free. So to have them sign this, I would say 9 out of 10 people don't have a buyer brokerage agreement. Why? I don't know. I guess people are embarrassed or scared to ask their buyer to sign a paper. But if you're going to ask a seller to sign a paper, why can't you ask the buyer to sign the paper? And it's a very simple contract. Okay. Elle says, so do you have 2 months to look for something since it? Yes. And trust me, it won't take that long. So this here should be in what is called your forms package with your brokerage. Okay. And all you do is you just fill it out. See, it says buyer. You're going to put out the buyer's name here. And then your brokerage, I guess you would put your brokerage information here. And then the broker's name, the office, right? And then it tells you this term will begin on the first day of June, I guess, 2023. And then we'll terminate, I say, give it up until the pre-approval amount. Just give it to the pre-approval amount. I mean, what the heck? Why not? And then it says property is interested in, the type of property, all of this information, price range. See if you guys can see it. Price range, you could fill all this out. And then it says buyer has been pre-qualified or pre-approved. Okay. So if it's been pre-approved, I would check that. And then you put the loan officer's name there. And then it says for amount and terms. And then you put the amount here. And then here it's saying preferred terms and conditions, whatever you have set with your buyer. That's what you do. Okay. And then this tells you all the obligations that the broker has towards the buyer. And then the next page is more obligations. Here is a retainer. You can hold a retainer. Not you. Remember, it has to go into escrow. But I would do that just in case. Why not? Daisy, no, this is not. This is not on YouTube. Not yet, at least. But yes, you can have the buyer give you a retainer. And you know why? That's actually better, because what if they turn around and they go off and work with someone else? Guess what? You're still going to get a commission because you had them sign this. I mean, if they buy it within that time period, right? And then there's all this other stuff that you fill out, and then you have them sign it. And then remember, they have to initial, and you have to initial at the bottom of every page. Okay? Every page has that. And then here at the end, you sign it, you date it, and initial. Everybody always forgets these initials in the last page for some reason. Okay? All right. So this is what they call the broker buyer agreement, or buyer broker agreement, which is very important. Okay. Don't work for free. Make your buyer sign this, or, you know, when in the industry, they call them buyers are liars, because you don't want people wasting your time. This is your business. Don't have people waste your time. Okay. So have them sign that, have them get pre-approved. Okay. This is all the beginning process. Get all this paperwork done. And then I always give them what's called the welcome packet, my client welcome packet. And I like it because it comes with a bunch of stuff, and it explains who I am, who my team is, and all of that stuff. And you can get a welcome packet made as well. So it's in the link in my bio. It's a fully customized template. It's only $7, and you could download this as a PDF, put your information on it. See, you can literally customize anything and everything about this little packet here. Okay. You could totally customize that. You could grab that. The link is in my bio. And that's this really cute thing. You can, look, I'll show you. Let me get out of here. Let me show you in the link in my bio. Don't you hate that when they put the people you may know? You're like, no, I don't want to follow them. All right. So it's right here. Client welcome packet template. So when you click on this, as you could see, it has meet our team. You could put the mortgage. You could put the mortgage people. You could put your broker. You could put your mentor, whoever's on your team. Okay. And the team could be anybody, right? It could be anybody that's helping you. You could put them there. You could put all the services that you offer. Okay. Then here is all the other stuff, like our next steps, about us, important information regarding buying, and all of this stuff is in there. It's 8 pages. It's really cute, and it helps, and it shows, it kind of separates you from the rest of the pack. Okay. So you could grab that. It's just $7 in my bio. All right. So that was just step 1, y'all. I mean, aren't you exhausted already? Like, this is how crazy real estate is. So much stuff. Step 2 is to research the properties. Now, during step 1 is when you should be asking your client all of those things like, hey, what kind of property are you looking for? Now that you're pre-approved, what area, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Once you got all that information, now you're going to start researching. Okay. And then that's when you go into the MLS. Now, let me show you how we work on the MLS. I'm going to go into the MLS. All right. Now, you don't get MLS access unless you are a paid dues member to your local association. Okay. So this is my MLS for Miami, right? We work on what is called Matrix. A lot of others work on what's called Stellar. Some work on beaches. I mean, that's just the Florida ones, but they're all pretty much the same. All right. So you're going to put your realtor number here, which is, you need to memorize that once you get it. And mine is 3420566. And then I'm going to take it off screen to put my password, because that, my friends, is not public information. Okay. So now I'm logging in. Okay, here we go. All right, but that's not what I really wanted you guys to see. See, there's something going on with this MLS. All right, well, I didn't get to the dashboard, but this is the main page of the matrix. That's what we use. We use matrix here. Yours might be something else. You guys, a lot of people use Stellar. That's a new one. Okay. So here is what the main page looks like. So let's say you're going to go looking for a house. You're going to go and say, okay, I'm going to search. So you're going to go here to search. And then right here, RE1 or RE2. Let me zoom in. RE1, RE2. This is for multifamily or residential income. This is residential land, boats, and docks. This is for rentals. This is for land, commercial, business, agricultural, industrial listings. This is for commercial improved, okay? And business brokerages and all of these other things, all right? So they want to buy a house, so I'm going to go right here to RE1, RE2. Now I know what area they're going to go. So we're going to go to the map. I'm going to go to the map right here. And I'm going to zoom into the area that they want. They want to buy in an area called Westchester. Where is that? It's around here somewhere. Here it is, Westchester. Okay? They want in this area. So I can do other options. See these little things up here? These little things up here, here I could draw a circle. I could put the dot and literally pull however long I want. See if you guys notice, it says 1.67 miles. See, and I'll just pull it to like a 2-mile radius. And then it'll just capture all of those houses inside that circle. Okay? Now, let's say I don't want that. I want only a certain neighborhood. So I'm going to draw what's called a polygon right here. So they only want from here to here to here and here and here. And that's it. Now I can click here on results and there's all the results. Okay. Here in the criteria, you can check off things like I don't want active with contract. That means that there's already a contract on it. And they're just accepting backup offers. And let's say here that they want to have at least 3 bedrooms. So I'm going to put 3 and then we're going to put plus. And then there, it'll break it down for me even more. Okay. And now all I have is at least 3 bedrooms and more up here. And then we just look at all the properties. And then what you're going to do is you click here on the MLS number and look at this, how much information you get from just the listing. Okay. You get the pictures. The pictures, remember, always try to take professional pictures for your listing. Okay. Because when you're taking pictures with your phone, sometimes it just does not work very well. See, look how nice these are. Those are nice because that was probably done with a professional. Now here in the listing, it'll tell you the listing broker. It'll tell you how big, right? The year it was built. The folio number or plot number, whatever you guys call them in your state. What type of property it is. Which way it faces. HOPA means housing for older persons. Okay. If it has a pool. What the lot square footage is, what other parking is available, okay? The lot description, is it waterfront? Because here in Florida, we have a lot of waterfront properties. And then it gives you remarks. And this right here, this remarks, is what people see on Zillow, okay? Will the MLS show you how many showings the house has had? No. No. So they already have a listing broker. So can we still help them? No, you cannot touch a house that is for sale as an agent. If you do, that's very illegal. You cannot bother somebody that has a house for sale up and say, hey, I want to sell your house. You could bring them a buyer. That's how you could help them. Okay. So this here, these remarks is what you'll see on Zillow. That's public. Okay. Driving directions, that's something that we have here, and it just basically gives you the directions to the house. Now here, broker remarks. This is what people don't read this, which I don't know why, but this is where the listing agent communicates with all other agents. This is not shown public, broker remarks. And in your area, it might be called something else. But see here, it says submit all offers via MLS offers. That's his remark. That's what he wants or she wants when you're submitting an offer for this house. You're supposed to do it through there. A lot of times they will put showing time request, blah, blah, blah. Whatever they want you to know about the house, okay? And then here's more information about the house. It has a separate guest in-laws quarter. See all of these things. It has fruit trees. It has a fence. And then it has all of this stuff that's included, which you're going to have to write up in the offer. And it tells you if it's on sewer or septic. Here it tells you what kind of association there is. There's none. The tax amount, which that doesn't matter because your taxes are going to be changed anyway when you buy it. And then here, the terms that they're going to offer. They're only going to accept cash only or conventional loans. So no FHA there, obviously, because it's $1 million. And then right here is the listing agent. This is the listing agent information. Okay. Now this is important because right here, it says show instructions and they want 24-hour notice, appointment only, and there's a courtesy key, which I have no idea what that means, but that's what that says. A lot of times it'll say call agent, text agent, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then right here, you have buyer's agent compensation, 3%, transaction broker, 3%, and then non-representative, there's no commission there. Okay. Notice how there's no commission listed for the listing agent. There's no listing agent commission here because that is confidential information between the listing agent and the seller. Okay? All right.
They're asking if you can filter by loan type.
Yes, there is a way you can. You would have to go into your criteria. And then down here in additional fields, you see I have some already that I've added where I had somebody that wanted a foreclosure or a short sale and I had to do a search for those. Okay. So that's how you would do a little bit of that on there. Now, let's say that you found all these magnificent properties. Okay. You're saying, okay, we're going to go see this house and we're going to go see that house, blah, 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 blah. Let's say that this one is one on the list that your buyers are like, yeah, we're going to go see this. Now, this is just me, and a lot of people think I'm crazy for doing this, but you're going to get asked this. You're going to get asked this by your buyers. If they like the house, how much do you think we can offer? Well, you're going to go armed with finding other comparables before you go and show this property. So you're going to do some research on this property. Okay. But let's say we've done the research and we say, okay, this is a good price for the house. We're just going to offer $760 and we're going to keep it moving. But let's say you're going to print it out. Okay. You're going to print out an agent. See, look here. There's all of these different options that you have to print out. I'm going to print out agent full. That's going to be my copy. And I'll show you what it looks like. So when you print out this is your copy. This has all the information that you just saw on the MLS. Okay. I print this out and I take this with me on the showing. And then I put all the little notes on here. Gate code, lock code, all of that stuff. Okay. Now, for my buyers, however, I do not give them that because that has the listing agent's information on there. Why do I want them to have the listing agent when I'm their agent? So what I'll do is I'll print them the client 8 photo. Okay, the client 8 photo. And that one looks like this. See? It's pretty much the little basic synopsis. And your MLS will give you an option to put this up here, your header, and I advise you to do that. And your footer, see, my footer is down here. Okay, so just print this for your buyers. And I would not recommend doing more than five showings in a day. So what you're going to do is you're going to print out all of those things and you're going to staple them in the order that you do it. See, step 3 is MLS printouts. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to print out the MLS sheet. You're going to order them from first to last showing. Okay. And then you're going to staple it and I give it to my client. I literally give it to them the day that we're going to show all these houses. All right. And then I'm going to write the notes on my printout, and then I'm going to schedule the showings and I'm going to get feedback and we're going to follow up on that. So
Elle has a question.
now let's see here. Elle, I believe that's a dual agency. Yes, you would get a commission. Wait, let's see here. So if a buyer wants that house and it already has a listing broker, I have to tell them to reach out. No, Elle, if you represent the buyer, the seller has an agent already. So the seller has their agent. You represent the buyer. If the buyer wants to buy that house, you say, hey, look, I'm going to represent you. And then you contact the listing agent. Okay. There's a way to do it. Like, let me see in the MLS. Let me show you. There's a little, okay, not on this one. Usually there is see, look right here. There's this little button right here. You could click on that. This is showing time. And this is how you could schedule with another agent without even having to call them or anything like that. Okay. And then here you would say schedule single showing. And then here is the appointments available. You would say, okay, I want to show at this time. This is my first showing, blah, 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 blah. And then you click request appointment. And then you got to wait to see whether they accept it or not. Okay. So it's a lot. So here's the showing checklist. Okay. You're going to call or text the listing agent, right, to see if it's available, or you're going to use Showing Time, which is that little app I just showed you. Then you're going to get on Google Maps. Okay. You're going to go on Google Maps, and I advise this because if not, you're going to be driving around in circles. And honestly, sometimes you don't even know where the house is. So I would put them all in Google Maps first, then make a plan and say, okay, I have a house over here. I have a house over here. So like, let's say this is the map, right? And you have a house here, you have a house here, you have a house here. You're not going to go from here to here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, try to make it a nice, smooth move, okay, for your buyer. All right. So just trying to do that. And then I always email a final list to my clients on the itinerary of what we're going to see that day. Okay. Once I've set it all up, I say, okay, this is how we're going to do it. And this is property number 1. And this is where we're going to go. And property number 2, this is where we're going to go, blah, 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 blah. And then that's it. And then I always meet them at the first property and then we caravan together to the next. Okay. So that's how I do it. And please, like I said, don't show more than 5 homes in a day or else it becomes like, what the heck are we doing? I don't even know. Okay. A lot of times they don't even remember and it's just overwhelming. All right. Here's the fun part, the lock boxes. So these are lock boxes. And then there's a thing called Supras. Okay. This is a Supra. Let me turn on the light here. This right here is a Supra. See? Supra. And it's with Bluetooth. It's linked with Bluetooth. Now, the only way to get access to this is by going to your local board. Okay? Your local board will give you, okay? Your local board, see, can help you with this step. Now, I'm going to show you. Here is my apps. This is what I have right here. See, it's called Supra E-Key. You guys see that? It says Supra E-Key. So you're going to click on that. Okay. See, it opens up. There's my picture. Here's my information, all of this stuff. Okay. Now, this is going to be hanging on a door or on a gate, or I'm going to move this iPad before it gets messed up. So this is going to be on a door or on a gate. Okay. And usually the agent will tell you, oh, it's on Supra. Well, this is how you would open these. This is really cool. So you would push the bottom down here. You see the little light, how it flashed? Then I'm going to bring my phone to it and I'm going to say obtain key. I'm going to put my code in. And then when you hear that, this thing, see, I just popped it back. Hold on. Let me do it again. Because I'm not used to being on the table like that. All right. So you're going to push it in. And then you're going to click on obtain key. Put your secret code in. Okay. I heard that. Now I'm going to push this in again. And see, this is where the key goes in. And you'll have access to the key. The key will be in here. Okay. So when you get the key, you take it out and you're going to have to carry this thing everywhere with you throughout the showing. Or you could leave it like on a front windowsill with the key inside so you don't lose it. But please be responsible with this. Okay. I've had agents come in and literally jam this where I've had to come in or they've lost the key or they walked away with the key. I know it happens, but just be mindful of it. Okay. But anyway, when you're finished with the showing, you put the key back inside here and then you put it back inside here and then you click it back up and then see, you can't open this for nothing. And then this is only, it's like a shackle. That's what they're called. It's a shackle. You cannot take this off unless you're the listing agent and you have another code for this. So I can remove this because this is my super box. This costs about $250. That is not your broker's responsibility. This is your responsibility to buy one of these. Okay. And your local board will help you with that. So that's the super box. And that is what a lot of companies are using these days. Okay. All right. So we're getting close to the end. We've shown all of these properties, and my thing is to definitely get feedback from every showing. Like maybe not right away as you leave, because remember, when you're there showing the properties, I always tell my clients, please shut up. If you love this house, do not say a word. Do not say a word. Okay? Because then that takes away from your negotiations. Okay. How many boxes should you purchase? I only have one because a lot of times the sellers are living in the house, and this is really mostly if like the house is vacant or, you know, things like that. So I only have one. And I didn't get one until like 2 years ago because I had a listing that was a vacant listing and I was not about to drive 30 minutes from my house every time somebody wanted to go see it. So I put a lockbox on it and boom, it was done. Okay. I would definitely get feedback on every home that you visit as soon as possible from your buyers. If you're in the car, you could call them and be like, okay, so what did you think of that house? Blah, blah, blah. A lot of people talk outside in the car, like outside on the driveway. So that, I mean, could be a good way of doing it, but then you have the listing agent trapped inside the house and then they can't leave until you leave. It's literally like that. So the less information you give to a listing agent, the better, because then that way you can deal with better negotiations. All right. And step 7 is basically start following up. Is follow up. Super important. Ask them, hey, how are you doing? I have a few other homes that I'd like for you to show, that I'd like to show you. You know, let me know when you're available. What I like to do is tell my people, look, I'm available this time to this time or this time to this time. Does that work for you? You know, which time works for you, because you don't leave it open for them to decide, because then they probably won't unless they're a very serious buyer. And the goal is to close. That's our goal, is to get that house under contract and close. Okay? So I think that that's a really good beginning point for you guys to take, because I mean, when you'll see that there's so much that you have to learn. So as long as you make the pact with yourself that you're going to be learning for the remainder of your career as a real estate agent, then you're good, because learning is your most important thing when it comes to being a realtor. You're never going to know everything in real estate. Like, I still have so much to learn. You guys have a great evening. Thank you so, so much for all your support and all your love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.